This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Umudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. Coming up tonight on the news headlines. Law enforcement officers on the ongoing nationwide road clearing exercise started arresting people on Monday for refusing to comply with orders to remove their vehicles and structures deemed to have encroached into the road. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs Tuesday described the World Bank as one of Gambia's most reliable development partners during the opening ceremony of the bank's country portfolio and performance review agenda. In a bid to promote eye care, Al-Mashi Foundation held a free eye clinic for employees at the Banjul International Airport. In international news, fierce fighting raged in Gaza and more casualties reported after Israeli military deployed more ground forces across the territory. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. Law enforcement officers on the ongoing nationwide road clearing exercise started arresting people on Monday for refusing to comply with orders to remove their vehicles and structures deemed to have encroached onto the road. As we hear in this report by QTV's Ansumana Esonyasi, the police have vowed to continue this operation for as long as it takes.
This operation was initiated to clear objects and structures obstructing the movement of people and vehicles on the roads. Since its commencement on October 19th, the operation has received widespread support from the public, except for a few individuals who the police say have been reluctant to comply. To ensure compliance and to avoid any delays, law enforcement officers have started evacuating stall owners who have failed to comply with the operation despite repeated warnings. Officers who were separated into different groups cleared vendors and stall owners on the roadside across streets in Serekunda and its surrounding. Mudu Musa Sisao, acting public relations officer of the Gambia Police Force, says the operation is going smoothly and that officers will not hesitate to arrest anyone who refuses to comply with them.
Today's operation is a very special operation because we understand that it's part of our plans, but we have been informed that recently the places that we've already done, cleared, people are back to those places. And not only that, some of the people are given chance to be able to remove their places, and we're going back to see whether they actually done that or not.
Some of those who were arrested for refusing to comply with officers declined our request for interviews despite repeated attempts, like this lady whose fast food stall at Iceman was towed away. Officers say she repeatedly ignored their warnings to vacate the place and closed her shop as it is considered to have encroached into the road. Vendors at the Serekunda market who had also illegally extended their shops were asked to remove their belongings and umbrellas as they wouldn't be spared by the operation. PRO Sisao further stresses their commitment to enforcing orders as demanded by the operation.
Yes, the cooperation is very good, but I mean, some people are very stubborn, trying to more or less bring proof as to why they have not actually moved. But like we said, no stone will be left unturned. This is a task given to us, responsible to ensure that all illegally structured, all illegal encroachment on the road are being removed. And that is all what we are going to do. We are not going to compromise with anybody, with any person, and we are asking everybody to please comply.
Meanwhile, he urges the public to support the operation by complying with enforcement officers.
We have few people who actually are still adamant and still feel maybe we are making a joke. But today, what is so special about today's operation is that we are arresting people. Anybody found around those areas where we've already cleared will be arrested. We are arresting them and we'll take them to the stations, and from there the command will decide whether to proceed with them on prosecution or not.
This exercise, dubbed Special Security Operation on Illegal Encroachments, is aimed at clearing the roads, main highways and markets of any obstructions that delays traffic and movement of people and sometimes cause accidents. And officers have vowed to continue with the operation for as long as necessary. Ansumana Esonyasi for QTV News.
The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, C.D. Keita, Tuesday described the World Bank as one of the Gambia's most reliable development partners. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of the bank's country portfolio and performance review agenda. Ansumana Esonyasi again.
Country portfolios and performance reviews provide a platform for dialogue between the World Bank and governments and other stakeholders in the economy on gains, registered challenges and opportunities. The Gambia's finance minister, Sidi Keita, who doubles as the Gambia's governor to the World Bank, commends the bank for supporting numerous development projects over the years. He highlights, among other things, the World Bank's support to consolidating the country's economic recovery plan post-pandemic, adding that the bank operates a performance-based allocation, hence the need to successfully implement all development programs.
I will take this as an opportunity to express our gratitude and appreciation for the continuous support of the World Bank Group, for the support and collaboration rendered within the various phases of our national development. Under the able leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Adama Barrow, the World Bank has been a reliable and trusted partner in our development agenda, and they have stood by us as a country through thick and thin.
Keiko Miwa, the World Bank's country representative, says they are proud to partner with the Gambia to deliver programs that contribute to human advancement, and reveals that the bank's support has grown exponentially over the years. She also urges stakeholders at the review to share knowledge and best practice to enhance service delivery across all spheres of national development.
The Gambia portfolio has experienced a significant growth in recent years. Our current active portfolio now is 653 million this fiscal year, and this compares to 60 million in fiscal year 16. And this growth is a statement to our commitment to support the Gambia and also the successful implementation of the projects.
Sena Buse, World Bank Operations Officer for Financial Management, Procurement and Safeguards Specialist, gave a presentation on the broad review of the Gambia's portfolio and highlighted some of their findings.
In terms of portfolio, it resembles likely the Gambia priority sectors. As you can see on the chart here, the national portfolio is mainly dominated by human development, comprised of the health project, Gambia Essential Services, and the social protection operation. It is followed by Equitable Growth Finance and Institution, EFI, under which we have two operations, the Fiscal Management Development Project and the Tourism Project.
Among other topics, stakeholders discussed the Gambia's active regional performance, portfolio riskiness on procurement challenges and recommendations. The World Bank is an international development organization owned by 187 countries. Its role is to reduce poverty by lending money to governments of its poorer members to help improve their economies and to improve the standard of living of their people. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
From that report, we'll now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
We understand the frustration you face in purchasing quality and right materials. Welcome to AD80 Gambia Store. We are here to make life easy for you. With our quality materials, we got you covered. At our store, you can purchase all things you need to work with, be it electrical, plumbing, and all types of solar materials. We are here to serve you. Buy the following from our store: electrical pumps, solar pumps, pump AC and DC, inverter 5 kVA, contractor, compact, breakers, machine power control, etc. All our materials are high quality and can serve you for long. Walk into our store today and we have no doubt you will be amazed. We are located at Canifing Industrial Area opposite MP Trading. You can better still call us on 5873 743 5873 747 3071 291 or 277 1475. AD80 Gambia Store, the right place.
Waalaikum salam.
Pagal ma dem.
Na ngeen def.
Xadi li nga jëlee si Argentine moom macha allah.
Yow man de ma Argentine lay dundee suma kër.
Gis bi dafa ceeñ.
Ceeñ.
waaw du gis ngeen daw si ba mu amee sikki sàkkane Armanti mii dañoo wecci ay cafkaam ba ñu ko ubbilee siwo bi ba xet gi dugg ko cam billaahi la mu yëg bari na Armanti ñaar fukki at ak nangam ba mu ne cëpp ci réew mi ba tey mësula wecci doxalin mësula wecci cafka
bu leen ci am benn ñaari xel man mii di jaay lépp luy produit gi Armanti rek am naa ko am na 500 millilitres 1000 millilitres ak 5 kilos ba noppi nag am 750 ml bi nga xam ne mi ngi toj réew mi gis nga Armanti Eva Protect Milk bi mooy mos dolli te Armanti spaghetti bii ngay gis moo dàq ci spaghetti yi
gis nga Armanti bottom margarine bii noonu la gënee ci yow mi nga xamante ne yaa ngi jaay tàngane ci Johnson bi kombi fi Armanti la dugal sa waa ñoddi sa kombi bi gis ngeen lii sardañ la da nga gis góobi jën bi dafa neex gis nga meew kondik mil bii Armanti ko fi indi moom mi dafa sakkan xoolal xale bii nu muy naanee banana milk bi gis ngeen flamingo oil bii dem leen ci bépp boutique bépp supermarket ci bépp marché
Armanti ki prodogam kenn mënu koo ceeñ
Armanti boppam ndax moo di good quality food.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is QTV News. In a bid to promote eye care, Al Masi Foundation held a free eye clinic for employees at the Banjul International Airport. Lamin Dabo attended and filed this report.
Al Masi Foundation, through its healthcare program initiative, carried out this intervention aimed at supporting the employees at the airport, thereby contributing to making their public service delivery effective. Alberta Camara, Al Masia's optical team member, underscores the importance of good eyesight.
And sight is very important. So that is why we came up with this, because a lot of people have a lot of eye problems, age-related, genetically related, and spiritually related. So we come, we provide the glasses, we offer counseling, we offer prayers.
Suleiman Jata is the Deputy Director General of the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority.
This is important because as employees, really, what we want is a healthy workforce. Most people are really struggling, including myself. You know, I use reading glasses, and I know a lot of people also do that. And if you look at the service that they are providing, I mean, it's very, very reasonable.
Commissioner Ahmed Fall of the Gambia Immigration Department says the free eye clinic is a great opportunity, especially for those working at various security units of the airport.
Reaching out to us here today, we definitely feel very elated. Yes, and we are very happy about them being here. As you know, the immigration has been facilitating their entries because they are here to provide voluntary services to the people of the Gambia.
Our Sise is one of the beneficiaries.
So today I'm here with Al Masi. So they already checked me up. So they give me glasses, these glasses, and the sunglasses and eye drop. So the time they check me up, still now, my eyes is clear, so I feel better now.
Speaking on behalf of Al Masi Foundation board members, Pastor Joseph Giba expresses appreciation to the members of the foundation for the wonderful humanitarian gesture.
Well, we are very thankful that people will sacrifice what they have in order to benefit others. And we will encourage them to do more because this is something that is needed. The first time we did it, we have a lot of people who came. And today, as you can see, we have a lot of people who came to check their eye. So this is something that is really needed, especially in the Gambia.
Al Masi Gambia Foundation also provides water to needy communities, empower women and youths through skills development, agricultural project programs through training and mentoring, among other services. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaifandindabo.
Now the end of that report takes us to international news. Fierce fighting raged in Gaza after Israeli military deployed more ground forces across the territory in what Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called a new phase in the war. More in this report with Mamadou Mboj.
The Israel Defense Forces says it struck some 300 militant targets over the past day and that troops had engaged in battles with Hamas fighters. It says troops hit Hamas positions, anti-tank guided missile squads, killed dozens of terrorists and seized weapons. It also said its fighter jets had bombarded weapons, positions and sites used by Hezbollah across the border in Lebanon. In recent weeks, the Lebanese group has deployed more drones, anti-tank guided missiles, and just a few days ago started using surface-to-air missiles, one of which it said downed an Israeli drone. The Israeli army says fighting in Gaza is deeply intense, as its forces have entered residential areas in Gaza City for the first time since they started ground operations, calling it the most serious development so far. It's not just street-to-street battles, it's been described as face-to-face. Hamas claims tanks are getting bogged down, and Israel is taking heavy losses. It also said it targeted 2 Israeli tanks and bulldozers in northwest Gaza with missiles, as well as ambushed Israeli vehicles with anti-tank missiles and attacked ground troops with shells in southern Gaza. This afternoon, at least 47 bodies were recovered from rubble after an explosion in several houses in the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza. And earlier today, the Israelis reported destroying an unidentified aerial target near Eilat, Israel's southernmost city on the coast near the borders of Egypt and Jordan. The military spokesperson of Yemen's Houthis, Yahya Sari, said in a televised statement that the group had launched a large number of ballistic missiles and drones towards Israel and pledged more attacks. In the occupied West Bank, there have been growing attacks on Palestinians by residents of illegal settlements. The UN Secretary General has warned that the risk of the war spreading is growing as the situation becomes more dire, a view echoed by the US, who has warned of an elevated risk of a spillover of the conflict in the Middle East. Humanitarian groups are beginning to describe the human misery in apocalyptic terms. Gaza is on the brink of a public health catastrophe, says WHO. Gaza has become a graveyard of children, UNICEF spokesperson James Elder told a UN press briefing in Geneva. The Palestinian permanent UN observer describes the Gaza Strip as hell on earth. Although more than 150 trucks carrying humanitarian supplies have entered the territory, that's only a drop in the ocean, critics say. People, particularly children, are dying not only from bombs and bullets, but from lack of medical care, damage to water and sanitation infrastructure, overcrowding and mass displacement look set to lead to hunger and disease, conditions that kill as much as, if not more than, bullets and bombs. On Monday night, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected calls for a ceasefire in Gaza, saying this is a time for war, but no one is certain what his endgame is. So far, 8,525 Palestinians, including more than 3,500 children, have been killed in Israeli strikes, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza. For QTV News, I am Mahmoud Mboui.
Also in international news, Dr. Umar Aliu Toure, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, received at his office in Abuja on Sunday Olaf Scholz, the German chancellor, during which they discussed how to consolidate existing cooperation and open new areas of partnerships. Aliou Cisse monitored the visit and he now reports.
Recently, ECOWAS signed a new €80.75 million financial and technical cooperation commitment with Germany to support ongoing programs and projects under the ECOWAS-German cooperation for the period of 2023-2024, with a special focus on the thematic areas of peace and inclusive societies, climate and energy, constitutional transition in government, sustainable economic development, training and employment, health, social protection, and population policy. This brings to approximately €494.41 million the volume of technical and financial cooperation between ECOWAS Germany since 1985. Dr. Umar Aliu Toure, the president of the ECOWAS Commission, thanked the German government for their commitment to ECOWAS and the integration agenda in West Africa and expressed the Commission's commitment to strengthening existing cooperation. He said that the Chancellor's visit marks a new phase of cooperation which will allow the region to enjoy the benefits of the development and expertise of Germany. Chancellor Olaf Scholz gave assurances of Germany's readiness to support peace, democracy, and increasing trade in the region. On the margins of the meeting between the German Chancellor and the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Madame Massanger Toure-Litze, the Commissioner Economic Affairs and Agriculture, led a meeting of the German business delegation composed of chief executives of top German firms and ECOWAS. The Commissioner briefed the delegation on the progress made on the ECOWAS single currency and the ECO visa. Their discussions focused on strengthening relationships and cooperation in agriculture, ICT, infrastructure, climate change, energy, trade, and enhancement of movement of goods and services between ECOWAS and the EU. The visit provided an opportunity for the German Chancellor, the business executives that travel with the Chancellor, and ECOWAS to engage in discussions on areas of existing and new cooperation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. Law enforcement officers on the ongoing nationwide clearing exercise started arresting people on Monday for refusing to comply with orders to remove their vehicles and structures deemed to have encroached onto the road. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs Tuesday described the World Bank as one of the Gambia's most reliable development partners during the opening ceremony of the bank's country portfolio and performance review agenda. In a bid to promote eye care, Al Mashia Foundation held a free eye clinic for employees at the Banjul International Airport. And in international news, fierce fighting raged in Gaza and more casualties reported after Israeli military deployed more ground forces across the territory. That's all in this edition of the news. Thank you very much for watching, but don't forget to join us at 10 for another bulletin.